And lo, we return to another scene, the Red Branch Knights, where we will be setting scene, coincidentally enough, on the Sept of the Red Branch, where off to the section of the castle where the dorms reside, there has been a bluster of activity, probably starting even the day before, as Maeve has been not just just tidying and cleaning, but actually like moving things around. Things are getting shoved into people's rooms. This room has to be immaculate, as there is, in fact, kind of a common room for this group of dorm rooms, which she has kidnapped. Told her packmates. Well, probably honestly just taken Carol to the dead parents for training, so she didn't really have to clarify anyways. And the other two are gone, and Seamus is busy, so she didn't have to tell anyone to fuck off. She just had to run around frantically scrubbing things and, essentially getting tablecloths, running out, getting flowers, just all in all, setting the place up to look as nice as she can manage for a common room that's just like every other common room for each set of dorms. But whatever the case, she is doing her level best. She is likewise doing her level best to not completely lose her mind stressing it, because this has gotten formal and she totally ready for formal. It's fine. Everything's fine. Fiona does this all the time. Fiona even told me how to do this. It'll be fine. And honestly, even as the moment approaches, even as she has had to substitute representatives and invite more representatives, she's got this. It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. But she has put on the dress that Fiona's lent her. She's made sure that she's got her hair braided back, up and tidy. Got herself put together, got the room put together. Eamon's here, and he's completely commandeered the kitchen in the dorms and brought the whiskey or no, champagne. She stole the whiskey off of Seamus, didn't she? But yeah, it's one of those things where she's essentially doing that last second drive through. Like every time your mom was going to have company over and clean the house and just walked around like a fucking shark looking for something that you messed up or was out of place, except she's doing it to herself, which is kind of surreal. But yeah,
All
she
right.
is ready and waiting for people to arrive.
The first guest is... I'll put that in there.
Nope. Gonna have to send that to my headset. Sorry.
The first guest is Oshin. He walks in. He's in nice clothes, nice, smartly dressed. His curly hair kind of bounces as he walks. Got that very much the Mac Tig stride on him.
Yeah, and while Maeve will not try to be Fiona, because she is not Fiona, she will nonetheless, it's go to greet him, to invite him in, welcome him to her home.
Lady Macfiona does the bow and pecks your hand. I brought these. He holds up some wine and some flowers.
And thank you, Lord McTighe, both for accepting my invitation and for the gifts. Please make yourself welcome in my home.
He does, gives the nod, like, here, you take these.
Yeah, and, she does.
Kind of just awkwardly goes to sit down, like, I'm here, and I'm early. Fuck. The next guest to arrive is Her Ladyship.
Aww.
She comes in a brightly, flamish colored dress, essentially.
Fantastic.
Yeah, her hair's all spruced up, and the walk. You'd swear it's like there's always a constant rhythm in her step, like always.
Oh, I love that there's songs for each one.
And she comes up and does the peck on one side of Maeve's cheek, the other side of the Maeve's cheek. You know what I mean?
To return the gesture.
Well, here you go. Here you go, love. She gives it like a whisper.
Thankfully, it's the smell of, oh, thank you for breaking the tension.
It's a box of chocolates for dessert. They're Belgian.
Oh,
Oh yeah, nothing for the fancy bits.
you did.
She whispers as she's about to go to walk over to Oisin. You can eat them off me later.
There's a face. Oh.
Well, yeah, she just goes over and just pumps Oisin on the arm. She sits down beside him.
Bless her.
The
There's
next
totally
it will not be the lions. It will be this young man in a very finely dressed clothing. Okay, Maeve, finely dressed. Oh,
Oh my.
oh yeah, definitely. It's smooth. His hair's all combed. Oh yeah. Woo, woo.
Yeah, the same thing. Goes to the door, greets, welcomes him inside.
Oh yeah, he does, and does the sweeping bow and everything. Like bends his body forward, the arm bends down, the other arm gestures out. It is perfectly poised and practiced.
Damn. Just damn. Sorry. Yeah, it's. Well met, Mr. Donnelly.
Lady Maeve Mafion, I thank you for welcoming me into your glances at the general area. Common abode.
And I very much appreciate your accepting my invitation so gracefully with so little warning. Please.
Well, of course it was last minute, but I managed to. He reaches into his jacket. It's this little small naggin of whiskey. It was the finest that Tesco could provide.
Yep, she will accept it with a smile. And yeah, the sweeping gesture to welcome him in.
Oh yeah, he just swaggers on by. You know what I mean? Sits across from Angela and Oisin with that lean on the table. Like, hey, do you know what I mean? Hey, girl. Hey, Oisin. What's up? It's me, your boy. And does Keen want to go first with his do the stair brigade want to arrive first?
Yes, I believe late, but not too late, would be just the McNamara way.
Bursting in.
So yes, so this is what Maeve sees.
Am I late?
No, he would. Wait, sorry, kidneys.
Oh no,
You need
Raz.
those?
No, I'm fine. Let me just. Here we go.
Please don't die.
No, I'm not. They're just kicking up a row. Anyway,
Aww.
I assume he's picked up Murren on the way.
Yeah, for Keen, Myrn is in a silvery dress. It glimmers as she's walking.
Which is beautifully juxtaposed by his black
Jet black.
shirt, black vest, black shirt, black suit, black pants, black shoes, black hair.
What's creepy for
Black
you,
eye.
Keen, when you're walking in with her, it's her eyes. They're just like you've seen the paintings of the red stag. You've even seen glimpses of him.
Mm,
Exactly alike, man. Every single time.
mm.
Deep green.
Mixed feelings. But no, they approach, I assume, very silently.
Oh, it's everyone else seems to all have these weird bounces and strides. The Maras have this eeriness about them, Maeve, when they come in. It's just again they are arm linked together as they walk in. It's just quiet. Even the hush falls over the room as well. Like it's, whew. They know how to make an entrance. Really, when you think about it, like Keen's all in jet black, like much like the dark side of the moon, whereas Murren is all in shimmering silver, which is the light side.
And Kean lets his sort of gaze wander the room, taking time to settle on each person in there before turning to Lady Mabe. Raya.
Kian, thank you for accepting my invitation with so little warning. And Maureen, you look wonderful. Thank you for coming.
Murren just gives the polite tip of her head, very perfectly etiquetely done. Thank you for having me. I She reaches into the little purse thing she brought and hands over a small little book. It's not wine or drink or anything, but gesture's still the same.
Is it one of the ones from the same series that she got me started on?
No, it is not.
Oh. Nonetheless, she will accept it cheerily enough. No, but books have their own value. Still look forward to consuming what's in it. Even if it's not food or drink.
Food for the mind.
Exactly.
With a curt nod, Kean sort of half guiding, half just wandering, sort of leads Murren over to the guessing the table everybody's already sat
Mm-hmm.
at. Or if they're standing.
Mm-hmm. No, they're at the table. There is Oshin, Angela, and Liam. They'll kind of look at you like, oh, hello. Oh my.
And he will obviously pull a chair out for Murren.
And Murren just eases down, kind of looking still a bit nervous, but the fact that you're beside her, she manages to ease down. She's very quiet, very careful.
And Kean will take his place at her side.
And the final guest arriving perfectly just on time. Let's put her theme in there.
Ooh.
And for Kian, especially,
Oh,
because he has not seen the lady in full regalia yet. I want to play that theme and imagine her walking in that golden dress.
Oh. What is this thing? Oh. guessing like a gust of blowing, beautiful wind comes with her.
Perfectly on time. It's Daniel just going, you know,
Someone standing offside with a little fan.
come on, come on, come on. But it's the way she walks in, you know, Maeve. You know, you say to yourself, "I'm not Fiona. I'm not Fiona." Fiona walks in. How does she do that? You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
just.
This is why I'm not Fiona. Oh God.
I mean, like I don't know how Keen feels about it, but it's perfect. Like grace, but yet the ferocity of and passion of just perfect. The smile is wholesome and warm. It's wow.
And he has no prior knowledge to this, or
No, you know by the strong scent of it though. And the golden hair. That's probably a Macnessa, but holy shit.
mm,
And
he is
she
impressed by
will,
Maeve to be able to wrangle that.
and of course she does this picture perfect curtsy. It is, I mean, absolutely perfect. The way she dips, it is like bang on.
It's freaking poetry in motion.
You know, she says in a very light, Lady Maeve, I have 1,000 apologies if I have arrived in any way late.
No, no, not at all. You are perfectly on time.
Wonderful. Then it would appear my gift arrived just as well. And she clicks her fingers. And you know, one of the kinfolk comes in and he opens a small little, like, hands her the little box, and she gives him the thanks, and he immediately fucks off. And she'll turn and open it very slowly. Since you are a perfect host and a perfect new arrival and guest of our set, and now official member, and she clicks open the little case, and that is a stag pendant made of pure gold.
Jesus Christ, Fiona.
Got the golden inlays and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, I mean Fiona's close enough to see it too. Fiona's not someone that she feels overwhelmingly like afraid of showing anything to. So I mean Fiona's gonna see it especially up close. Just that half second of like, holy, like the eyes opening a little wider.
May the great father of the woods and the ever present and ever wise queen of the earth guide your wisdom and bless this gathering.
Very well spoken. And thank you. How can they not when they're bid so politely? Please do come join us. It's a
Well,
pleasure.
she does. Oh, she glides, Maeve. It's like she's just oof. When she reaches the table for Keen's sake, she gives us this beaming smile at everybody. For
Whew.
elegantly folding her dress down.
Kian probably attempts to smile back, but more or less comes off as slightly awestruck. As
The
subtle as any of his facial. Hmm?
The Terminator smile.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, but no, she of course tips her head and you know, greeting to everybody with just Keen. That smile, oh, Jesus Christ. She just folds her dress and sits down, you know, and waits for Maeve to begin.
Oh yeah. And as everyone has come and sat down, thankfully, he's not so far away that she has the the first tray, essentially things for people to. I don't know exactly how it would normally go as far as like whether you would start with tea or start with other refreshments.
Refreshments and the toast, Maeve.
Yeah. Very well. Then yeah, she will flit about. At least has the first one right there at hand, so she won't be even out of the room. Really, just turns about and does get a hold of it. Comes to join everyone at the table. Yeah, sets the tray out in the middle. And now that we're all here, shall we start with the toast?
Oh yeah, I mean they all stand. Assuming Keen does.
Well, yeah.
Then
No.
Keen's-
Yeah.
No.
And make me.
I swear to God, if you tried to pull that, she'd kick up under the table. Fucking dunk.
Yeah, no. Obviously, he is. His mama raised him right.
Tears in his head. Get the fuck up! No.
Oh, right, yeah. That is right. He just hear her yell at him. No, he lifts his glass, sort of waiting for the toast.
To bringing together the founding families of the Sept again, as it was done once before. Our great alliances were made and all came together for a common goal. So too, to bringing together representatives of three Septs.
Oh yeah, people lift their glasses, you know. Fiona, of course, gives that beaming smile, looking at Maeve like, yes, good, good. You know, Liam has a very amused smirk on his face, like, oh boy. Angela, of course, you know, gives a haughty drain. O'Sheen is polite, but he's eyeing over at the fucking McNamara table like, oh, just takes that swift drink like, oh boy, I'm in for it now. Murren does the awkward sip, you know what I mean? I don't know what Kean does. Kean just downs it and slams his cup down. No.
Upside down like a shot glass, shatters the fucking wine glass.
I feel I've characterized him slightly wrong now. If that's where, if that's
Like
the
fucking-
impression I've given.
Breaks fucking glass over somebody's head.
No, he downs it in one, tosses it to the ground. Muzzle top.
Another! Give me more wine. Christ, wine! Do you know what I mean?
No, it's the Kylo Ren meme. More. No,
But-
he'll take a very confident sort of sip from it, not that much at all, really, and give a look that I'm guessing to most would be indistinguishable from the normal McNamara eye fucking, but I'm gonna say since Maeve has experienced brother and does seem less phased by their whole shtick, it's approving. I'll give you that.
Do I get approval?
And eventually, Maeve, you will, I imagine you'll go away and get the food off Eamon and come back out, essentially.
She will, after the toast, encourage people to make themselves comfortable, have a moment to talk amongst themselves. She will be right back. And yeah, she will flit off to get the first try.
So, Keen, are you going to try and make the dreaded conversation?
Body language is a type of conversation.
If I don't move, they won't notice me. But there's some idle
he's not in
conversation.
his element.
Oh yeah, there's some idle conversation between Angela and Liam. It's very playful, very bouncy. But it's little Miss here, Keen, who just looks over directly at you, with her perfect fucking perfectness.
Oh.
I did not realize we had a new member of the McNamara clan.
Seems you haven't been introduced. My apologies. Cian McNamara.
Basically does that little smile and the gif and the head bob, you know what I mean? Fiona McNessa.
Pleasure, Lady Magnusson.
I'm assuming if you're here with Murren. Murren does that kind of bashful, like, tug of her hair because, oh my god, the Rise daughter is talking to me, talking to us, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, the Mac oh fuck. That's Murren at the minute. I'm assuming you and Lady Murren are closely related, much like your brother.
Torna, how are we related?
First, you, Murren, and Chris are first cousins.
Right, yeah, because it's his sister, yeah. So it would be the same as Chris. Yes.
You, Murren, and Chris are first cousins, essentially. Murren and Chris are half brother and sister, but you're basically their first cousin.
Yeah. Yes, we are cousins.
Oh, wonderful. I take it you've met Christopher. I'm assuming, at least.
Yes, of course.
A very honorable man. He gives a it's very genuine. And very honorable man.
Yes, he is.
I'm assuming, have you met my brother?
I'm afraid I haven't made his acquaintance more than in passing.
Well, I hope you two can at least get to know each other. Daniel has always been quite fond of your family. After all, he and Christopher are in the same pack.
No, I would certainly not be opposed to it.
Well, she gives this again, Cian. God damn, that fucking smile. It's so wondrous. Do you know what I mean?
Why is this thing smiling at me, Mirren? Why? Why won't it stop smiling?
I take it you come from Trispire?
Yes, I'm acting as representative of the Scepter Trispiral here today.
Wonderful. I've not been in some time. What is it like?
Actually, I'll give a second there he'll give a second to think. Strong.
He gives a nod. Like, huh, okay.
They honor their ties and their words and are rewarded for doing so.
Well, I imagine it is. It doesn't change much then coming here.
Thankfully not.
Well, I'm glad the Sept lives up to your reputation and high standard, it would seem.
In a way, it is home. And it's only right. It's only right that I should serve it.
Well, we all have our roles. Cian McNamara, we all have our duties and we all have our things that we must do every day to make sure the Earth Mother is blessed and the great stag of the woods has his due. So I am glad that you are finding yours here.
Thank you, Lady Magnusson.
Oh, no need. You're the guru. No thanks is necessary. gives her quite another beaming, like ding. Should have been.
He gives one of those, nods where you nod close eye, kind of like very much true, very much true. Yes, yes.
Of course, absolutely. Then
Hmm.
Angela leaned over with her wild red hair. So, who's winning the staring contest between you and Krisha?
Staring competition.
Yeah. Liam snorts. Takes a drink. Like, excuse me.
There's a head tilt.
Yeah, it's
Might remind somebody of a dog. Mhm.
just a professional curiosity. Who's won? You or Chris?
I'm afraid we've not had a sort of furrows his brow, not disapprovingly, but like
What?
staring competition. Yeah, what?
Oh, if you ever do, let me know how you get on.
Will do.
Fiona just shoots out to the most like at the fucking. You know what I mean? Like it's that like look like I can't take you anywhere. Liam just you can see like your bad Liam just takes a swig, just eases down. Well, I imagine it'll be something for the ages to say the least.
Actually, I'm gonna roll something just to say. He's not trying to show it, or he's trying not to show it. Where are you? There you go, Blarney Land. It's Manipsub.
Don't forget your pure breed.
Yeah,
Don't forget your peanut butter.
The peanut butter is how we survive.
come on,
Second,
come on.
It's
No, it's
down
crashed. To the R20.
at all the roll 20. The great betrayer.
You have failed me for the last time. / roll 8d10s.
Is that? Oh God, that does work.
Ew, what's that? What do I have? I have one success?
You have one success, but somebody else is rolling. Jesus, even Fiona failed.
Whew. Torna now has to track like 5 dice pools.
Oh, I they have the standard dice pools. Where is Angie? Angie gets it.
Hmm.
Oh, she gets it. And Momo. Come here, Mo. And Momo gets it. Momo gets the most. What are you hiding?
Ooh. He is confused on what it is that people are finding funny. That is literally what he's hiding. It's like, I feel like I'm missing out on a joke, but it would be unprudent to make that known.
Mern will reach over and just give Keen's hand a little pat
Yeah,
pat.
he sort of, his head swivels like an owl.
She just gives him the most politest version of the "It's okay, buddy." Just smile to him. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to get the joke.
Yeah,
It's okay.
And he gives sort of 2 quick nods like, yeah, it's okay. I'm okay.
It's fine.
Sure.
So, Liam goes, so, Keen, Yoff, I take it that, you and, your cousin here are, quite excited to be back on the table, right? Given all the recent events.
What is that? Sorry.
It's my dog.
Okay. It's like, is that? Am I hearing that?
Person. No.
I'm sorry. He sounds so cute. No. Kian sort of half nods. It was a rather late invitation for myself, but Lady Macphaon, most honourable lady, most prudent in these times. I appreciate the offer. Did I cut out?
No, he just has to BRB real fast.
Oh,
If
okay.
you look at
Oh, there. I was like, did I say something wrong?
you're good. You're good. There's just a creepy like someone hit pause on the scene and it just everyone froze.
Kian's just sort of looking around like, oh, this is much more pleasant. Silence.
Ah,
All right.
old friend.
There we go. Somebody has been
So-
knocked out to the toilet.
Oh, grumpy.
But Liam will lean back. Well, at least it couldn't have been later than mine. I only got the invitation this morning, so I guess we both managed to get here on time then.
Quite a feat.
Oh, you wouldn't be surprised having to run all the way here from Brooks Rest. Oof. Not to mention with all the traffic, with cyclists and all that. I swear I could have nearly killed a man. People have a bit of a giggle.
Kian doesn't smile because he doesn't do that. We've established.
Stoic.
Stoic. If that was a nature and demeanor, I would have taken them as both. But no, there's a softening of features. That's about as far as you get. And he takes another modest sip of his bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Pinky out. Pinky out.
I'm assuming May arrives back with food. Oh.
She'll come back and, of course, convey the deepest apologies on part of her packmate for being unable to make it himself. And we'll again thank both Kian and Liam for being able to show up on such late notice. But yes, we'll lay out foodstuffs, nice little finger things.
Is it actual fingers?
No, it's not actual fingers.
Damn it, I can't eat it.
No, this is not a meeting of spirals. This is a meeting of good civilized Vienna.
What you're having is some version of basically soup with bread, and it's the proper deep soup as well. So you have the proper old style soda bread, and it's nice.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, soda bread.
I
Given-
can't eat this. I mean, Kian can't eat.
He just stares like, no.
Did
He said,
you? Oh dear.
oh.
I manage everything but the vegetables and the stew at least.
Oh,
Cooked
don't
isn't
worry.
ideal, but
Oh, don't
I
worry.
don't really know how the specifics.
Basically,
How bad is it?
it doesn't taste anything for you. You get no substance. You get no nutrient.
Okay, so
nutrition.
he can fake it. He won't
You
be
can fake
unable
it,
to keep it down.
but you can fake it, but Keen, it tastes like nothing. It's bland. It's dead. Like you don't.
It's
feel
water.
anything. Yeah, you just don't feel anything at all.
buddy.
Okay, no, that was just what I was wondering. Like, can I fake this or am I rudely going to sit here staring at my soup while everybody eats?
No, it's basically Keen. When you take a sip of it, you're just like, oh, it just. Oof.
I mean,
Ugh.
Imagine trying to feed like your pet dog vegetables. It's about that kind of enthusiasm.
A good way to do it. Imagine being lactose intolerant and then eating some cheese. You could stomach it, but you just feel wrong. You eat a portion of
cheese. You know what I mean? There are some people with lactose intolerance that they eat a portion of cheese and they just feel strange. You know what I mean? They feel off.
They know they'll regret it later.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful thing is that Keen looks displeased all the time, so this works out in his favor as he switches from sipping on his bubbly to slurping on his soup.
People dip the bread in, and it's it's a slow progression. People are eating, people are talking. Where are you trying to steer the conversation to, Maeve and Keen? Where do you want this to go? What are you trying to angle for?
At least off the bat, Maeve's initial goal is to make sure that nobody's sitting out of the conversation. So if Oshin gets weirded out by the McNamara and goes quiet, she will make a point of engaging him. And if by the same token, Morin is overwhelmed and Gian and her go especially quiet, she will re-engage. Not, obtrusively, just politely try to pull them back into the conversation. At this point, the big thing is she's trying to get people connecting and talking.
Okay, we're gonna have a bit of fun with this. Keen, what are you trying to do before I start making you guys do things?
Oh, what is he? Because he had no real plans of, he hasn't been planning this the same way. So let's see.
I'll put this out for Keen. These three, aside from Murren, are technically the kinfolk heirs, at least, of the noble families. Like you've got Fiona, you've got Angela McCarthy, you've got Oisin MacTaig, even Liam, he's from Trispiral. The Donnelly family are a good family from Trispiral. Sorry, Silver Tara. But this is, these are people that do carry weight behind them. They may not be the movers and shakers as the guru, but they're the sons and daughters, and they'll eventually be up there in that top tier echelon someday.
Yeah, I would suppose that as far as conversation goes and what this would accomplish, and might be broad, but Kian would aim to remind everyone of their shared history.
Okay, so I'm going to invite you both to roll one thing each for how this conversation is going to go. We're going to get a bit interesting. So, May, for your tactics, I'm going to get you to roll manipulation leadership. It will be difficulty 7. You can have Keen, manipulation. Sorry, charisma leadership. No, I'm going to change around. Sorry,
Plus,
Maeve, manipulation expression for Maeve, and charisma leadership for Keen.
Okay, plus my
yeah.
Yep.
Both are going to be difficulty 7. But purebred is always.
Yeah.
Right.
Roll.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a really bad time to bring this up because I was thinking of perhaps spending a willpower.
I would let you spend a willpower.
Yeah, the reason I didn't, I forgot about bringing this up. The scene we just did with Christopher and Maeve and Kian. I was wondering, since Kian's nature is penitent, if he regained willpower for arguing for Maxion or for Maeve's point to sacrifice the.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then that will disappear again because I'm spending it. So I won't do anything. Oh, I got it and I spent it immediately. There's no saving in this household. Okay.
Diff 7 now, remember. Beautiful.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6
With
minutes.
the willpower.
4 with the willpower.
4 with the willpower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and there's 5 successes for Keen. And then
I'm not supposed to be good at this talking thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 2 is 3. So both decent rolls. So Maeve, it's a bit. I'm going to start with Maeve first because she got the lower rung of successes. But Maeve, you managed to get Oshin wrangled in pretty easily. Oshin, he can bounce in. And you've got Angela there, you've got Fiona there. He knows them. He's grown up with them all his life. You know what I mean? And even he has a good rapport with Liam, so he can kind of bounce in and out. And you know what I mean? You're able to keep him in. It's Murren you have the trouble with. She joins in every now and again, but it's like that that awkward kid at the party. You know what I mean? She kind of trails herself off. She kind of forces herself to kind of stay in the background. She doesn't know how to start a joke. She doesn't know how to initiate. She's fine when she gets a bit going, but her biggest problem is herself. She overthinks herself and she gets all flustered. Do you know what I mean? Particularly if she's put on the spot. So that's where your trouble is. And you can get Oisin in really well and the conversation's flowing. Martin, you have a tougher time. For Cian, with 5 successes, people like, particularly the Galliard, Liam would be in agreement with you, since he doesn't have that kind of bias that a lot of the other noble families would. He would highlight that as well. You realize there's a lot of rapport in this between you and Liam, in the fact that Liam is kind of angling at the same thing. There's a history, and right now the spirals are at our doorstep. And if we don't do something, we're all just going to be conquered. Instead of, if we're one Fianna, we fucking win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of doing all this, the Tiona McNessa agrees, and Angela agrees. The MacTyke, he does agree with your point. It's just, again, it worked a lot better than you anticipated, because people nod. You bring out the fact that the spiral threat is so serious, and they're like, "Yeah, no, you're right, absolutely." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm guessing, Cian, not the best orator, by any stretch, but he knows his history, so it's not that he's particularly like, convincing them through flowery language. It's more like, this did happen. This is the fact of our history, and this is where we are now. And we overcame it in the past by coming together,
Mm-hmm.
Very straight to the point, but clear points.
What about you, Maeve? Yeah, I know you were planning to say something.
Oh, honestly, bless Daniel for starting that point. Bless them for carrying it on during the thing. She will, further engage in this, because exactly that. At this point, with all the threats that there are, the families working together is pivotal.
Yeah, like Liam,
the relations, the better they can face this threat.
Like Liam will say, there comes a point where we, Fianna, can have our rivalries and we can have our divides, and they are as significant as anything else. Nobody's downplaying each other's histories and each other's accomplishments, but ultimately we have one purpose, which is to defeat the worm. And we can't exactly lose sight of that now in these pressing times.
There's a very strong nod from Cian in approval and agreement.
Angela lean over. But the question is, if we're all just going to put a Band-Aid on the issue, won't that just get worse over time?
I think perhaps it does best to remind that the people who caused the rift in the first place are the same people that we're facing a threat from now.
And I would argue, sort of, as he says that, kind of stops himself, looks down at the table. You can see Cian sort of gathering his thoughts. I very much agree. Putting a Band-Aid on our issues will solve nothing. Wounds need air to heal. That is what we're doing now. Talking, meeting, not seething or retreating to our own families or our own corners of the sept. Honesty and openness is how we will heal, is how we will move forward, and how we will win this war.
Fiona
Not
just
his
glances,
friends, but his allies.
Fiona glances over at Maeve. Where did you find this delightful young man? He seems a breath of fresh air, almost as delightful as Liam over there. Liam just raises his glass like, yeah.
Well, he arrived with not nearly as theatrically as one might have hoped, but all but appeared on set just before the last great victory that we had. It was part of the siege.
And Oshin kind of rubs his chin. He's been nodding in agreement with a lot of the statements. The only problem we are facing now as a tribe, aside from our own differentiating opinions, is external factors of the nation now. With all the happenings in New York, now other events, comes the point when are we going to no longer be able to stay neutral, and what does that mean for us? At this point, there's going to be a point where we're going to be dragged into a conflict that we probably shouldn't be dragged into, but we're going to have to because we have old alliances, we have old things. So where can we make these stops, as we're all suggesting? What actually can we do to heal aside from talking and placating? Talking has gotten us here, but there's a lot more than just talking that needs to be done for what has happened to all of us. And he emphasized that all of us. He doesn't say the MacTie, he doesn't, it all of us.
That is a good point. If I may ask,
Oh, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Raz.
and Kian leans back and struggling with how to describe it. It's very non-confrontational. Sort of his body language, the way he's sitting when he talks to not Liam,
Oshin.
Oshin. Yep.
Yeah, Oshin.
McTagg.
Sorry.
What would be your suggestion on how to move beyond talking?
There's like an awkward couple of glances at the table because, oh, you know what I mean? It's that type of vibe. Oh.
Mm.
If I was to be honest, we have hidden away many of the founders' faces in my family's library. We have hidden away things. We have stopped doing a lot of things that we should have a long time ago. The Red Stag took from us not just our family's lives. He took our pride. He took what made the Red Branch with him into the ground. Perhaps we should start hanging the banners of the families in the halls again. Perhaps we should put the founders' pictures back. Perhaps we should make the people believe that this is the sept of the Red Branch, not the shadow of the Red Branch.
There's an appreciative nod from Kian, sort of like, like he's taking it in.
Fiona will lean over. It could be a point to raise that in these trying times, especially with, say, the idea of the former spirals and the conflicts of the nation against each other. The Fianna tribe may be neutral, but we should be as one, and perhaps showing people that we can be as one with the various sigils and the various things. It may be a small step, but it does people good to see the old ways and the old traditions, however liberal things have gotten. We Fianna pride ourselves in our history. Liam will also nod, glancing over at Maeve, and with the Macfionn here as well. Could be a whole point to even raise their banner to show the idea that Silvertara endorses such a thing. That they endorse us to remember and endorse us to be strong. To remember where we came from and who we were.
A strong show of unity.
Like, Liam clicks his fingers at Keen like, boom! Do you know what I mean?
We agree.
I find myself in agreement as well.
You'll hear Murren. Banners won't do it, though. There's like the imagine all the tables. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
does she freeze up when everyone looks?
Yep. She does.
If that happens, then Kian will return the favor that she did before. And I mean, like, does she have like her hands or something on the table, or
She kind of has about their side doing that, you know, that awkward fiddle that people do with their hands. Now everybody's looking. I'm just gonna, oh my god, I'm playing with my nails. Oh geez, oh fuck, oh shit, tugging at her hair to tuck it behind her ear. You know, that nervous fidgeting.
yeah? And Kian will place a very gentle, very encouraging sort of hand on, not on like her thigh, but like on her knee, you know,
Mm-hmm.
very, and will actually give a small smile.
Roll me
Go on.
charisma expression, kid.
Wow! Wow! Can I do that? Am I allowed to?
Yes, you can. It's talent, not a knowledge.
Right. Yeah. I will count.
Peanut
Add
butter.
your pure breed. Add your pure breed.
Yeah. I need to add my pure breed.
I need this.
I mean, why am I worried? If anybody would tell me, "Hey, roll 7 dice for this," no other situation would I go, "No."
No.
No.
Okay.
You just
Roll
you
70.
a lot of meaning in a very small smile. Do it.
Yes.
Do
And
it.
it's rolling it. It's rolling it. You.
You know, you're like,
I don't like roll 20.
Roll
I
20.
like Discord.
Roll 20 hurts everything and everyone.
Oh, Discord's working again, so
I'll let you re-roll in Discord. I'm nice.
Are you? Oh, really?
we're that superstitious.
Okay. Roll 70. At least I don't have to write.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, give me a sec. Give me a sec, guys.
what's the point? So what's Maeve doing as Keen is encouraging Merrin? Is she
I-
saying anything?
She does, as everyone has glanced over and she sees Mern, kind of do that tense, that kind of, oh shit, I'm in the spotlight. And she does make a point of being as, non-threatening as possible and just asking, essentially, well, what do you mean? Did you have an idea of your own?
Yeah, poor Merrin hyperventilates a bit like, I'll wait till Raz gets back, but Maeve will lean over. Not Maeve.
I'm
Maeve again.
back.
Oh, perfect. Before we get to Merrin,
I heard everything.
Angela lean over. You do realize that with a certain way you could push it. She kind of leans in a bit further. Glancing over to where Fiona is, who's politely listening. You could angle any support you wanted if you're wanting Daniel to get up towards where I think you're wanting him to get up, Maeve.
It's a glance.
She just gives you that nod. Think about it. You need figures to represent all of us, right?
We do.
Well, there's yourself. Imagine you're going to want the file locks to do it.
Mhm.
But, well, who else but the future king, right?
There's a little quirk of a smile. Very true.
Just saying.
Oh. I'm agreeing.
Well, get in there. She leans back over, like, oh yes, I'm just gonna reach for this bit of food. Like,
Oh, Momo.
So Momo takes a breath. There needs to be more than just banners. Just nobody believes banners. Only on a battlefield. People need to see it. You could look at a banner and I'd never talk to any of you again. We want to be unified. We need to be actually unified.
Yes, we do.
The Sept has a council. All the noble families should be on there.
Torna, who is the council currently?
True Catcher, Warder, Wormfoe. True Catcher, Warder, Wormfoe, Right Master. True Catcher, Warder, Wormfoe, Right Master. Noble Family, Magnessa, MacTaig, McCarthy.
Of course.
And the right master.
I mean, the Right Master is like the head theatre. You know what I mean? Of course she's going to be on the fucking count. You know what I mean? Of course she would be. But
Yeah.
you get one of like, but each of the noble families are there. Like Nessa's a McCarthy, Cahill's a MacTaig, and the Warders a MacNessa. Do you know what I mean? What Myrn is asking is they don't have to have a position, but think about the effect that would have if they put a McNamara on the council as a representative of the family to show unity. Or, do you know what I'm saying? Or even in a position.
Shit. I'm gonna have to roll for this, aren't I?
For Keen, that's do you know what I mean? Whew.
It's quite a jump.
But it's the idea she's trying to cultivate. It's like going, oh, look at the banners, guys. That only goes so far.
Yeah.
I'll admit my initial thought had been that after we had had one of these meetings, perhaps we have more of the same, and perhaps more publicly, but that may not be enough. But bringing our families together in a way that the people can see. Bringing Guru representatives with us next time for each of the families. So that we can speak, so that we can be seen doing it.
Lean over. We don't have to always rely on a council as in the main council. You could organize something as perhaps conduct with the Wormfoe of Council of Military Matters or something like that. There are many different ways to skin a cat if you're looking for representation.
The Council of the Sept. It's a council of Guru.
Not exactly. Nobody said anything about kinfolk. Parallel, of course. Gives a smile over Kian, like, you get it. My man. You can get grins over at Maeve, like,
Yeah, Kian nods like, I'm on your wavelength, except not that expressive. It's more like, I'm on your wavelength. You know?
Yeah, Liam glances over at Maeve, like, ho, 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 ho. You know what I mean? Pretty much like that. Han, 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 han. That look on his face, like, oh, yes, I suggested this. Me.
Me.
And if we are to propose the idea of a kinfolk council to liaison with the Guru one, we would need a certain event to announce it at, or at least to put the idea forward.
Fiona just
We
adds,
could have
you would want to be careful. The idea of a council means that we would be, in a way, undermining the Guru by people could construe it as we will not be able to be taken care of or provided. It should be the idea that we represent the extension of some of the Guru that can't be represented, say the Aruns, who can't go out down the street. We should be an extension of the Guru, not an opposition of the Guru.
That's an odd.
which is why it would make sense for Guru to put forward the idea before it's public knowledge, or before it is made public, to bring the idea, work it out, discuss it with the current council, present the idea as you said, an extension of the council that can handle matters that may fall to the wayside during wartime, as we find ourselves now, to bolster our unity when we must focus.
Maybe we'll give a bit of a nod in Liam's direction. The idea of not necessarily forming such a thing as an extension of that particular council, perhaps another council that works with the warder. The kinfolk do represent everything that we hold dear and hold at home. The Wormfoe will meet with those who are going out to war, but having a council that works with the warder who focuses on the home.
And then Liam nods like, yes, good. Piece it together, good.
Practically doing the evil finger staple.
Excellent.
Good, babe, good.
Turns around, Liam just swivels in his chair like Palpatine.
I will give up these emergency powers. This crisis has abated.
Debated? Yes.
It was
It
also
makes sense.
You hear, Angela, you might also do some good for the travelers too. Perhaps even elect a representative for them on it as well. That way, they would feel even more closely tied to the set that we're considering them. Fiona nods. After all, giving a voice would be not just for the McNamara, but also for them too. Could be a useful way to display even more unity, like Lady Myrn suggested. Myrn blushes, like, "Oh, you agreed with me? What? Fuck!"
Oh, you even credited me with my own idea. Ugh.
Oh.
Is there an occasion where bringing something like this forward is coming up is appropriate?
There's like a sit back and it's Myrn who says it. The equinox.
Maeve checks her in her head watch.
Fiona nods. The summer equinox would be a perfect time. It could be a new light, as they say. She gives a smile like that. Bing! Do you know what I mean?
She's so sweet, she must be evil.
I'll put it like this, Keen. The reason why most of these people are sitting here and Maeve got this is because Maeve got wrangled the queen. Do you know what I mean? The lion.
Of course.
It does give us a month. Plenty of
It
time to
does.
speak to everyone that would be involved.
Well, then it seems our little conspiracy. She'll say with a little smile, is that teasing, like tee hee 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 hee.
No, but
Oh,
seriously, it's a conspiracy.
and just starts fucking sweating. You know what I mean?
We shall conspire to strengthen this sept.
To the unity.
And as my first act as Supreme Chancellor is to organize a grand army of the sept.
Everyone, peace, order, justice to my new step.
Oh, we're such dorks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Liam will lean over. What you could do as well would be an interesting proposition. The council should be made up of kinfolk, yes, but you could have the Guru liaisons. It would not be an official title position, but it could be a show of gesture of harmony and cooperation too. After all, it could be a good way to promote any budding newcomers or those we know and can trust. We'll get the job done after all. Sip.
Damn, Liam. You just got here. Why you like this? You know everything. Shit.
I feel like Mabe is that meme with Wyatt or something from The Office where somebody just appears. Oh fuck! But it's Liam.
Give me one quick second, guys. I'll be right back.
Look at the link, Raz.
Tona, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I froze there for a second.
Look at the link, Raz. I put in the side chat.
Oh god, what have you done now? I was gonna say, I feel like Mabe is. Oh yes, Republic is not what it once was. The meme from The Office where she just appears next to like Wyatt or something. Oh fuck! But it's Liam and Mabe. Mabe just standing there, Liam pose up. Oh fuck!
But
Meanwhile, Kian is furiously thumbing the phone for his cousin. Hey, cousin.
so what's your reaction then, guys, to Liam's little statement?
I see you. I like it. This sounds way more feasible than what Maeve was going to suggest. So, yep, she wholeheartedly goes for agreement. Having a guru representative with each is not without merit, and it means that should needs must, which is a point that she'll make, is it also means that should needs must, a guru can reinforce, validate, and empower the statements of the kinfolk that are there, can make sure that the representation is known, the family agrees in whole, both sides of it.
Liam just nods his
Indeed.
head. I could not have put it better myself, Lady Matfion.
There's a little smiling glance over, like, I see you, but I like it. Oh, everyone in the tri-state area triggers. Jesus.
Oh.
You know,
What's that you're
Fiona
writing
nod.
over there, Liam? Order 66. What's that? What
So,
is that?
Fiona will lean over. So I take it this will be the inner circle of this council before we begin.
It would seem so,
Thing. But
if we wish to grant ourselves titles.
Liam just smirks, and we're already being corrupt. Fast, excellent. Just takes a sip.
if the most corrupt thing we get up to is trying to strengthen this out, oh, perhaps it's overdue corruption.
The Mac Tig looks at you like you said what? You know what I mean? He's for a split second, Oisin looks like Rory. Just
Yes, corruption, strengthening our brethren and our families. Maybe if this is corruption, call me corrupt. Okay.
Mac Tig just stares at you like, "Don't say that. Don't speak it." You know what I mean?
There is some nervous
Smile for
ting, 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 ting on Keen's glass.
Yeah, Fiona just looks at Maeve like, really? She's smiling. Miranda,
Like, what? Tell me I'm wrong.
Miranda just snorts in her glass. Well then, Maeve, this has been a very productive meal, I would say. Quite beneficial to Oisin's inner circle, you would say. They all turn to look at the camera.
You know what? I feel like this is about time that she's like, yes, I think so. And on that note, she'll get up and get the fucking booze because you know what? At this point, everyone deserves a fucking shot.
Now it's a Fiona conspiracy.
The booze is coming to the table. It's happening.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody stands, and what is the toast? And we can end the scene there on what. But what is the toast for this?
I don't want to ruin it with an in joke.
Oh, by all means. Okay, so Fiona, you go all sit there, very calmly. They all stand. To Fiona will say to Gaia, to Stag, and to a strong beginning of our inner circle.
Yeah.
Yep. The glasses are raised.